Across the last 2 years, I've got my second black belt. I started my now successful business. I got good grades in my A-level and education. I've got into the best shape of my life. And I've done all this while maintaining a lovely relationship with a beautiful lady. And I'm not special. I'm no different to you. It feels cliche to say that. Everyone says that. But truly, I was as big of a procrastinator as they come. I spent 5,000 hours on video games. If that's not proof that I was someone who wasn't productive, then I don't know what is. I always had these habits that I would try and stick to, and I'd fail consistently. And nothing changed for the longest period of time. I remember years of my life where I wanted more. I knew I could do more. I wanted better grades, right? Who doesn't want better grades in school? And when you don't get those good grades, you do rebel, you do try and pretend you don't want them, but everyone deep down wants better for themselves. And the only way I got there was not by being special or being better than you or having something that you don't, but by building a system that I could consistently stick to be productive on the days where I didn't feel like being productive. Because anyone can be productive on the day where you wake up and you're motivated and you're driven and you're ready to go for the day. But the days in which will define your productivity and the progress you make in your life are the days where you can't be bothered to do it. The days you wake up, you're sleep deprived. You can't be bothered. You can't be asked for the day ahead. You hardly even know what you need to do. There's a looming project over your head that's keeping you in this lull of procrastination because you're so anxious to even start it. Those are the days where your productivity will be defined. It's not on the easy days that you are proving yourself, but the hard days. Who are you when no one is watching? Who are you on those days when you're tired and unmotivated and feeling this lack of discipline? Who are you? This is where your mindset, your identity, your discipline is defined, is on these difficult days. And how do you get through them? What is the system? What is the tactic that I will teach you in this video? It's very, very simple and can be broken down into 3 simple steps. Snowballing being number 1. Building up a to-do list full of ticks before you even start your biggest task. If me and you went to the gym and we tried to bench press our PR weight with no warming up, we'd probably fail and die. If you attempt your most difficult task on a day where you're not feeling warmed up and ready and disciplined and driven and motivated to do it, you will fail and you won't die. So the advantage to us as procrastinators, because I still procrastinate even on the best of my days, the advantage for us is building these tiny wins first. And the reason behind it is, number 1, you get momentum. Number 2, you feel more motivated. And number 3, your identity is aligned with who you want to be and need to be to get the biggest task done. If you have a to-do list full of tick, 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 tick on these tiny tasks, because spoiler alert, your brain can't tell the difference between a large task and a tiny task. Once you tick it off, you get the dopamine hit that reinforces your identity of someone productive. If I show you a book full of to-do lists and you're flicking through and there's only ticks on the pages, you are going to define that person as a productive person, and therefore it's easier to be productive as that person because you believe you are. If you look in the mirror and you see someone who's sharp, punctual, organized, productive, disciplined, motivated, it's going to be easy to do the difficult task because you've built the identity that reinforces that. So snowballing, so important. Build up the dopamine, stack the dopamine by doing these tiny tasks and make yourself feel like the man. So when you sit down to do the task you need to do, the task you've been procrastinating on this day of a lack of discipline, you can get it done effortlessly because you've warmed up, you've built dopamine, you've built identity, and you have become the guy to do it. Step number 2 is negative meditation. Mulling over the idea of what would happen if you don't do this task. You have a looming project for your business over your head. If you close your eyes and imagine the future of your decision to not do the work today, your client drops you, they're incredibly unhappy, they are not going to refer you, they're going to leave a bad name for your brand, they're going to leave a bad review, and then I give you the opportunity. You're so deep, it feels so real and visceral, and then I come to you with the key to turn back time and revert those decisions and make sure that doesn't happen. Would you take that key? Of course you would. The most extreme example for this is, say you didn't want to call with your parents, you've got one scheduled, you can't be bothered to pick up the phone and catch up, it's so much of faff. If you close your eyes and imagine the untimely passing of your parents and you feel that deep pain within inside you, if I came to you with the key to speak to your parents one last time, you would open that door with no hesitation, and you would feel a lot more gratitude to them. So imagine the worst, and then remember you're in the reality, your desk is right here, the work is ready to be done, and take that action. Number 3, stim to win. As long as you've waited 90 minutes from waking, use caffeine. Use every advantage you can get. And the most effective way for it to work is to remove all dopamine possible, all stimulation possible before you consume the caffeine. Grab a chair, point it towards a wall, sit and stare at a wall for 10 minutes. Your dopamine baseline will drop massively. So when you consume caffeine, when you consume things that are going to spike your dopamine and make you feel more motivated, they have a more pungent effect because you've desensitized yourself, and then you're more sensitive to the things you're using to get into the zone and get productive. Stimulate yourself in the ears. I have a specific jazz song that goes on for hours that I play while I do my work, my most disciplined work. So as soon as I hear that song in my ears, I'm dialed, I'm locked, I'm motivated, I'm disciplined to do the task I need to do because it puts me in the zone. It's a contextual clue, and your brain loves it because your brain's an efficiency machine. If it can do things without thinking, okay, he's got this music, he's got this keyboard, he's sat at this desk, what does he usually do? He usually does hard work, so let's rig the brain, give him the cognitive load for him to be able to do it without thinking about, oh, what's he gonna do? Because it's obvious what I'm gonna do because I'm playing the same song as I do every single time I do the work. Simple as that. Do not be afraid to use caffeine, use coffee, use everything to your advantage. Not daily, don't abuse it, but if you do need to get that difficult work done, get it done. Any means possible. And fast. Always remember to fast. If you have a really important deadline, task, thing to do the work, get the food, positive reinforcement, and you'll be much more productive in getting it done because, of course, the food is looming. The food is near you. The food is in the fridge, and you know you can get it once you do the work, which is going to be the carrot on the stick for you to get the work done as productively as possible. Right, I've got to go. Subscribe. See you in the next video.